Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow, with winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.
Ed Finn is back. He's disappeared. He's been missing in action for the last 2 weekends on the show. Welcome back, Ed.
Trina, I'm delighted to be back, and I have the few bottles of wine, the lovely Pinot Grigio from Cape May. Didn't forget about you this time.
Oh, good man.
I wouldn't be able to show my face. Yeah.
Yet somehow you're on the phone and not in front of me here with the wine. It's weird how that keeps happening.
I know, but I didn't even know, Trina, that they made such amazing wines in New Jersey. I was visiting wineries there and everything. But Cape May is a place that I hadn't been to before. I suppose it was big in the 1850s and it was very popular. You could kind of describe it as a sort of a place like the Hamptons, but probably, not as expensive. I flew into Newark.
Sorry, did you say in the 1850s, not even the 1950s?
Yeah, it was a premier, would you believe it? In the 1850s, it was a premier resort. And then there was a huge fire in 1878, which damaged it, right? And then Atlantic City rose up 40 miles north. Everyone's heard of Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And that kind of took over as the kind of resort. There was a boom area for hotels and motels in the 50s and 60s. But Cape May has this beautiful Victorian architecture, and the great thing about the boom was that because it was down in the very south, it was kind of neglected by the developers and the bulldozers. So it's like a preservation movement sort of started up there and set the whole place on a big comeback. So since the 80s, it's kind of been getting it's making a big comeback again, really.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it's really gorgeous. It has the most beautiful beaches and wineries and all the things that for me, I really enjoyed a lot, in terms of food and a really nice holiday. Now, just to tell you, it's only about 2 hours, 20 minutes drive. I flew over on the Aer Lingus flight. I was on that A31, the Geo, the one that has the lower emissions. I was doing my best, Trina, to keep the emissions down. Very nice flight. And hired the car and just drove down, straight drive the whole way down. Okay. And I stayed in a lovely hotel there, the Icona, kind of sweet hotel on the beach. And then, just rambled up to this gorgeous place, Harry's Shack. And then, of course, having fish tacos on the beach. And, the holiday kind of had kicked off straight away, really. That kind of beautiful Bloody Marys. And, they do everything so well there. So the food was excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed that part of it. And then the next morning up, you're right on golden sandy beach, that kind of, that beautiful sandy beach that you'd see, like iconic pictures. And then I went off and I did a dolphin and whale watching cruise with this Cape May whale watcher with Captain Jeff. And that was real fun. The dolphins were jumping up beside us.
Oh, they came out? Because you never know. Sometimes you're not lucky and you don't get to see them.
I know, absolutely. And I mean, it was really good because there was loads of them there. And of course, they kind of know where to go, I think, as well. So that was fantastic. And it was a beautiful cruise around the whole estuary. I loved it. And then the next day we went off to the Cape May winery, which was this fabulous lady, Betsy. And oh my God, the food there, the gardens are amazing. All these beautiful gardens and vineyards. And they make over 10 wines there. They have an amazing microclimate in Cape May. So I didn't even know that they made such amazing wines there as well. As the beers, of course, and stuff. They've loads of breweries as well there.
So how long would you recommend, Ed, for someone to go to a place like Cape May?
Well, I would say definitely for about, a week would be super, but you could spend longer if you wanted to. The centre of the town has this beautiful open air Washington Mall, right? So it's all these great pubs called the Ugly Mug, loads and loads of food, but the shops are all beautiful Victorian outdoor shops. I was walking along and I said to the guy, "Where is the Washington Mall?" And he's like, "You're walking in it." It was it's open. It's just basically as if you turn Grafton Street into an open air mall, but they call it the mall. And then I did another great thing, right? The old Pennsylvania railway line used to go down to Cape May. This guy called Jake, they've got this company, Revolution Rail, and you sit on this four-wheeler, 4 of you, and you pedal along the old railway track through this gorgeous preserve, Gareth Preserve, and that was absolutely super. I loved it. So, I mean, for kids and stuff, loads of things to do. All the bees are preserved there. It's one of the top areas in the world for birding as well. So if you were into birds, Trina, they have every kind of bird that you could think of flying around. Honeysuckle wafting into your nose, the smell of honeysuckle as you're pedaling along the Revolution Rail. So for me, it was great. That's the kind of America I love. That nature, food, the beaches.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Like a fantastic holiday.
I have my phone out here. I'm looking at some photographs, and like the buildings there, they remind you of a movie set almost, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And like that was the thing that I was completely surprised about. As I said to you there, you can't even change a window pane down in Cape May. You have to get permission for everything because they've really protected the whole lot. To be honest with you, up to a few months ago, I sort of had never even heard about Cape May. I'd heard of loads of other places. So it was a real, one of those very pleasant surprises for me. And the weather was great. Now, they have all year round stuff that go on there. Like Christmas is huge there, right? Because it's the kind of a place so it doesn't really close. The time to go when the prices come down as well, Trina, like after September 15th, when the high season goes down, like July, August, the prices go down quite a lot. And it's a great time. Like I would, go back then and from 15th of September on, you've the harvest with all the wineries, loads to do there. And that would be a really nice time as well. I'd say May in Cape May would also be lovely. Early June when I was there, was perfect. So absolutely loved it now, I must say.
And what about for children? Is there anything to do there for children?
Yeah, all the things that I was doing there, like the Revolution Rail thing when I was on that, there was a group of 42 people went on it and the kids loved all that because they do tours for them there as well.
Okay.
And yeah, there's loads of stuff for kids to do. I mean, the water sports, the dolphin cruises.
Yeah, of course.
There was loads of kids on those and stuff. The beach, gorgeous, little places in town for kids as well, like play areas. So yeah, very good. I mean, it's a kind of a tasteful, stylish place for that kind of a beach holiday, and lots of things the kids can go off and they've all these kind of slides and little kind of small little kind of theme parks. Nothing very high rise now because it's all very kind of stylish there.
Yeah.
So I really loved it. But yeah, loads for the kids. They'd love it, and you'd have no problem with them because prices, Trina, as well, very affordable in terms of eating out. I found it really, really good value, which was nice. Another nice surprise as well.
Well, I'm just looking here and it says in Mad Men Season 1, Betty Draper reveals that her dad owns a holiday home in Cape May. So it's been mentioned before on the telly.
Yeah, if you just look up visitnewjersey.com and go to Cape May, Trina, there's loads of information there as well. And just Google any names of the places that I mentioned to you there earlier and you'll find it all.
Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow, with winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.